Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are once again going to be talking about Heartland Season 14 because what else do I talk about at this point after, 3 years of over-analyzing every scene of every episode of every season of Heartland. Why would I not talk about Heartland Season 14? But in today's video, we are going to be talking about Heartland Season 14 Episode 2. Just a warning before we start this video, there will be spoilers for Heartland Season 14 Episode 2 in this video. So if you have not seen the episode yet and you do not want to know what happens, I recommend you do not watch this video. And after you watch Heartland Season 14 Episode 2, then come back and watch this video, because as I said, there will be spoilers in this video for Heartland 1402. But before I get into today's video and give you guys my review and thoughts on the episode, I just need to remind you guys to please leave a like on this video if you enjoy, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to help me reach the goal of 20,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate that, and I promise keep you guys as up to date as possible on everything Heartland Season 14 related. So if you want daily Heartland videos and Season 14 updates, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate that. And as well, with this video in particular, just keep in mind that it's my own personal opinions and my own thoughts on the episode. If you guys disagree with what I have to say, that is completely fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and I'm pretty sure when it comes to Heartland Season 14 that there are a lot of mixed emotions about it and lots of different opinions about episodes 1 and now episode 2. Or episodes 1 and 2, I should say. And just with now the death of Ty Borden taking place in Heartland Season 14 Episode 1, there is a lot of emotions and feelings just about Heartland in general and the future of the show. So with that being said, this is just my own personal thoughts and opinions on the episode Heartland 1402. If you guys disagree with what I have to say, that is completely fine. I respect your opinion. All I ask is that you respect my opinion as well, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Friendly reminder, Heartland is just a TV show. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to finally start talking about the episode, so we're not here for another, 8 hours, because that would just be a lot of editing for me, and I don't really want that. Obviously, with the events that took place in Heartland Season 14 Episode 1, and again, the death of Ty Borden, that was a major shock to a lot of Heartland fans. So when I was getting ready to watch Heartland 1402, I was like, I really hope that this episode isn't as emotional, because I don't know how the Heartland community is going to deal with two majorly emotional episodes that, focus, the majority of the episode is an emotional storyline. So when I was watching this episode, and when I first, started watching it, I was very happy to find out and to see that this episode was a lot less emotional and a lot more fun, and just fun to watch. And the characters that were in this episode, I really enjoyed all the characters that were involved with Heartland 1402. Obviously, you guys know that Michelle Morgan, who plays Lou Fleming, obviously, is my favorite character on Heartland. Don't question me, because you will not. Don't try to change my mind. Don't question me, because I really don't care. Okay, I love Lou. I love Michelle Morgan. Her performance in this episode had me so happy. I was smiling the entire time, okay? And then, of course, with the introduction of new characters like Rick, played by Aiden Morano, and also Parker, played by Ava Tran. I love Rick's character, okay? Like, the character of Rick, I want to see more of Rick and Lou, okay? Because that scene with them in Lou's office after the leak, I was smiling the whole time. I was like, yes, this is the duo that I want to see more of, okay? Michelle and Aiden work really well together on screen, I think, and those scenes just looked really fun to shoot, and, like, I love these two characters, okay? They are so funny to watch, and Rick, as a character, I want to see more of him, because I don't even know how, like, can you tell how happy I am just talking about these two characters? Like, I love Rick's character, okay? Now when it came to the character of Parker, I was a little bit not sure how to feel about it, because they always introduce new characters that come to Heartland that are only supposed to be there for a short length of time, and then they end up staying forever and become a main character. Prime example, Georgie. Okay, and when I was watching the episode, I was like, I really hope they don't do that again, because that would be a repeated storyline, and I'm not the biggest fan of when TV shows do that. I'm like, you couldn't come up with anything that you haven't done before? Okay. That being said, however, Parker's character is a very, very different character. She's not a horse girl. She's very, as Jack said, or Jade, she's very city and not country, which I think that's interesting, and I'm excited to see more of her story. I gotta be honest, I was not expecting Heartland to introduce new characters in this season. I'm happy with the characters that they did introduce, don't get me wrong. I love Rick, as I said, and I love Parker, and their stories, I'm very excited to see more of, as I said, but I'm not sure how I feel about them introducing two new characters. However, I enjoy the characters that they did introduce, and they made me happy, and I enjoyed watching both Aiden and Ava's performance in last night's episode, and I think they absolutely nailed it, and I'm just excited to see where their story goes from here. But I gotta be honest, I just wasn't expecting new characters into the show in season 14. I thought season 14 was going to be more of Amy relying on her family and dealing with the death of Ty, and, you know, more like a family coming together and, like, you know, helping Amy through the grief process, and, you know, being there and helping Amy with Lindy as she gets back to work with horses. That's another thing, which I'll talk about in a second. But that being said, I'm very, very happy with the characters that they did introduce, and I'm gonna say this again because it's my channel and I can. I love Rick's character. Like, I need to know more about him. He is so funny. Him and Aiden and Michelle work so well together on screen. I was grinning ear to ear the entire time they were on screen together, and the scenes that they were together in, and I love it. Okay. Now when it comes to Amy getting back to work with horses, we saw that briefly in this episode, where she worked with Parker's horse, Mickey, and I liked that, okay? They didn't just throw her back into the work with horses. Jack let her decide if she was ready or not, and Amy said she wasn't even planning on working with Parker's horse. She just wanted to, you know, get her used to riding and show her how to take care of a horse and stuff like that. But she ended up doing what Amy always does best, and that is helping Parker with an issue that her horse had. And I really enjoyed that, because I think Heartland is all about Amy's connection with horses. If you look back in Heartland Season 1, there's something that has never changed from Heartland Season 1 to now Heartland Season 14, and that is Amy's connection with horses. No matter what has ever happened in the show, no matter characters that have come and gone, or anything that has happened in the show, one thing has always stayed the same, and that is Amy's connection with horses. And that stayed true, even in last night's episode, with Amy working with Mickey, even despite still dealing with the death of Ty and the shock of emotion, I guess, that has brought to the show. And I really enjoyed watching Amy work with Mickey, and I thought that was just, when I watched that scene, I gotta be honest, it felt like I was watching Heartland Season 1, because I was like, yes, this is what Heartland is. It's Amy working with horses. It's Amy helping people with horses. I like this. Okay? And then another thing we have in this episode is Quinn on the cattle drive. Now, if you guys have been fans of my channel for a while, you know that I love Quinn. Jordan Pritchett absolutely nailed it in this episode, and I loved watching Quinn on the cattle drive with Jade, Jack, and Tim. One thing that I'm going to mention before I talk about the cattle drive, and it kind of, I guess, proves my point, is that Jack in this episode was dealing with memories of the first cattle drive with Ty. I loved the flashbacks. I thought they were beautifully put in there, and I loved it, okay? I'm very interested to see if going further into Heartland Season 14, if each individual character is going to have an episode like that where they remember Ty or something, you know, triggers a memory of Ty or something like that, and then they deal with that throughout the episode. So, for example, in episode 1, it was Amy. In episode 2, it was Jack. In episode 3, is it going to be Lou or Tim? I have no idea. Or Georgie. I would be really interested to see that. And also with Jack dealing with those memories, it also brought out a new side of Jack that I don't think the Heartland audience has seen before. And even the scene with Tim and Jack on the cattle drive, Tim was like, "You're being mean. The Jack I know is not mean," or "Jack's not mean." Like, and I like that scene because for once on Heartland, Tim was giving Jack advice, which, if you've watched Heartland, that does not happen. And I really liked that because, again, Tim is also one of my favorite characters. Lou's my number 1 favorite, obviously, but Tim is my 2nd favorite. I love Tim, and I was very excited to see, you know, kind of a switch in the roles that they play. So instead of Jack giving Tim advice, it was Tim giving Jack advice. And also, Quinn on the cattle drive just gave me, like, I don't know, it made me happy because, like, it showed you the show showed you the flashbacks of Ty on his first cattle drive, and I really liked how that happened during Quinn's first cattle drive. I don't know, I just like the storyline element and the storytelling element that provided. And Jade and Quinn, that was a friendship I never knew I needed. Like, Madison and Jordan nailed their scenes together. Are you surprised? You really shouldn't be, because all the actors on this show absolutely nail whatever scenes they are given, and I loved it, okay? Can you guys not tell that I really enjoyed this episode? Because I did. This was one of my favorite episodes, and I've seen a lot of people say that this episode was boring or that nothing happened really, and I think it's important to realize when it came to Heartland 1402, as I said, you were dealing with, or the fandom or Heartland community was dealing with the extremely emotional opening of Heartland 1401 and the death of Ty Borden. I think that it is this episode 1402 was very, very critical that it was a happy episode. It was something that was fun to watch. It was something that, you know, was less heartbreaking and more just regular Heartland. And that is why I liked the idea and the storyline of Amy helping Parker with her horse, because, as I said, that was very just Heartland. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't like heartbreaking. It was just Amy working with horses. It was Jack on a cattle drive. Lou was being the mayor and being fabulous and awesome, and Rick was helping Lou, which, as I said, my favorite new TV show duo. If we do not see more of them in this season, I'm literally going to cry. Okay? Because, like, this episode, like, when I was watching it, I was just happy. There was never a time where I was like, man, this episode is sadder than the first one, or man, this season is really depressing. No, I was just happy watching this episode. One scene that did get me quite emotional, though, was when Amy kept having the dream of Ty, and then the final time she had the dream, she said goodbye. And I was just like, no. I literally had to wheel out of the room. I was like, nope. I was happy for like 43 minutes straight. Or like 40 minutes straight. And now the last couple of minutes of the episode, you have to completely rip out my heart. Alright. Sure. Why not? I really liked that scene, though. I think it was very well put together and very well portrayed. And the storytelling element that also provided with Amy, you know, getting to say goodbye, I liked that. I don't know how realistic that was, but, you know, I liked it. Remember, Heartland is just a TV show after all, and I really liked that scene, and Amber and Graham absolutely nailed their performances as Ty and Amy, once again, probably, maybe for the final time. I don't want to think about that, but alright. And then one thing that got me more emotional than even any scene in the entire show, to be completely honest with you, was when, after the opening theme song, first of all, Graham's name was not in the opening theme song, which broke me, but you know, and then after the theme song and after the intro song, it said with Graham Wardle, and I was like, no, he's not gone, guys. I haven't processed that Graham is not going to be on Heartland anymore. And the more I think about it, the more sad I get. And the more I don't want it to be true, but I know it's true because we're already 2 episodes into Heartland season 14. And I'm just like, no, he's not gone. And then I keep watching fan edits on Instagram. Bad idea, unless you want to cry yourself to sleep at night. And I'm just like, no, we're not doing this. I can't deal with this. He's not gone, guys, but he is, and I don't want to talk about it. No, but this episode, nothing really happened, like, for the major story of Heartland season 14, I don't think, in my opinion, but I do think that this episode was necessary because of the emotional events that took place in Heartland 1401 and the most emotional 2 minutes of any TV show that I've ever seen in my entire life. So, although this episode might have seemed it was more like a filler episode, what that basically means is nothing really happens to progress the story in a huge way. It's more of just a fun kind of extra episode, and I think that is completely necessary, as I said, with the events of the Heartland season 14 opener and how they just all wanted to rip our hearts out because, you know, who needs happiness in 2021 apparently. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below of last night's episode, Heartland 1402. I really enjoyed it. I'm very excited to see more of the characters in this season, including Rick and Parker. Yeah, I love Rick's character. Friendly reminder. And Michelle and Lou. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.